The year was 1951. The Giants beat their rival, the Dodgers, to clinch the pennant, a rivalry that started in the late 1800s.
When you talk about Giants and Dodgers, you're talking about a rivalry that started in New York with two different boroughs, and now you're talking about it moving here over 50 years ago in two different parts of one state.
It feels like a playoff game, no matter what your record is or what time of year. It's always a big game.
And when you can beat them, it feels a little better. It feels a little different.
No one represents the rivalry better than Dodgers general manager Ned Colletti and Giants general manager Brian Sabean.
We both compete like crazy. You don't come from where we came from and end up in general manager's jobs in Major League Baseball without being ultra competitive.
But what most fans don't know, although they are the greatest of rivals, they're also the best of friends.
The mutual respect we actually have on an ongoing basis is that we know how tough these jobs are and the vows that we've taken. The people around us have had a lot of sacrifice. With the time that we've been away, the things that we've missed, and we share in that too, which is very ironic that it's the two bitter rivals. It's not a rivalry between us.
And it never has been. Their friendship began 20 years ago when Colletti started working for the Giants, eventually becoming the assistant general manager as Sabean moved up to general manager.
We started walking a lot and walking after games, walking before games, walking in the mornings, and when you do that, you learn a lot about the other person. And you go through a lot of life with the other person. You don't just go through the 9 innings of a baseball game.
I know. This is such our style.
In 2005, Colletti left the Giants to become the general manager for the Dodgers.
When he took the job in L.A. and had to hire a manager, had to hire a coaching staff, and ultimately put a team that went to the playoffs in his first year down in L.A., he was at my wedding. And it pissed me off, but he was on the phone 90% of the time. But you understood it.
The two found a way to balance friendship and create a healthy rivalry. When it's time to play ball,
we'll shake hands before a series, but after that, we ain't talking.
But outside of the ballpark,
I call it a 2 o'clock in the morning relationship. If I didn't talk to him for 5 years, and I call it at 2 o'clock in the morning, if he needed to be in Pittsburgh the next day or he needed to be in my house in an hour, he'd find a way to do that, and I'd do the same thing for him.
While these two are able to respect the rivalry and each other, what's disturbing is rival violence.
Whether it's a baseball game or another sport, people take it way too seriously. We're able to understand that, at the end of the day, it's a game. But I don't want this to be just about baseball. It's a reflection of our society.
When it crosses over that line, boy, that's a bad reflection. It's a bad reflection on those that decide that it's more important to do damage to somebody. That is to watch a game and cheer for your team, and tip your cap if you lose, and have your cap tipped back to you if you win. And I think fans, for whatever reason, take it personal, and it really shouldn't be personal.
When people feel a sense of belonging and identification with their team, it can have consequences for their self-esteem.
Professor Syra Khan is a social psychologist at the University of San Francisco.
They see violence as a way of restoring the honor and reputation of their team, but also the honor and reputation of themselves, because in their minds, when you insult their team, it's as if you're insulting who they are as individuals as well.
The best way to honor your team? These guys say sportsmanship.
Game's over, the game's over. And you be respectful during it. You cheer like crazy for your club, and if somebody makes a good play on the other team, I've seen fans for the other team cheer for that player.
A perfect example of this respect was on July 6, 1980, when Giants All-Star Willie McCovey played the final game of his Hall of Fame career at Dodger Stadium. He hit a sacrifice fly that gave the Giants the lead, and he received a standing ovation from Giants and Dodger fans alike.
What's that, frickin' crack?
Yeah, hey, where's your golf club?
Being a sports fan can be a wonderful thing. It can bring people together to celebrate their sports teams, to celebrate athleticism, and to celebrate their cities. The problem comes in when there's a small number of fans who believe that in order to be a fan that they have to insult other teams and they have to respond to insults with violence.
No matter where they're at, ballpark, beach, shopping center, home, whatever. For me, it all comes down to respect and understanding that everybody's human, everybody's got the right to live life and be respectful of that.
I agree. It starts with mutual respect, and it has to go beyond the score.
After all, every fan has one thing in common, their love of the game, and that can be the basis for a great friendship. Just ask Colletti and Sabean. They know their friendship will last long after they hang up their baseball caps.
One of us will invite the other one to their grandchild's Little League game.
Probably.
And we'll sit and we'll watch the game together and have a few laughs.
For USA Today, I'm Jeanette Pavini.